Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Who's that kid? Nick. He looks like Beaker from Muppets.
The one on FS1, Nick Wright. Yep.
Yeah. I got something.
That's
for
amazing.
I
did not even. I love that.
That's when I knew I was done. At that moment, I knew I was done. I asked for my release right, like I think it was the SmackDown after that WrestleMania that Tuesday that I'd asked for my release. Like I was told, don't show personality.
If I get 5 women and they're all in the same room with me, we're going at it at 110%.
Woo!
What's going on, everybody? It's the Lazy Booking Podcast TV first watch party here on our channel. Happy to have everybody here. As always, I'm Chrome, joined by my guy right here, my co-host, my compadre, Mr. Eric Archer. What's up, brother?
Friend, what's happening? You ready for this wonderful snowstorm or ice storm, I guess, now? Because they keep changing the forecast like it's like I don't know what.
Yeah, it's wild.
We started with like 2 feet of snow and then 18 and 12, and now it's like half ice. So those of you in the Northeast, hopefully you've prepared already and are ready to bear it down tomorrow. But while you do that, you can join us for this party.
That's what I'm saying, man. We were when we talked about launching some, exclusive or original content. One of the things we said is I think it was one of the first things that came out of our mouths is we want to do a watch party. And immediately it was the 92 Rumble has to be at the top of that list. So here we are. We're launching it. It's going to be the 1992 Royal Rumble match. We're not going to be doing the entire pay-per-view, but it's going to be a really good time. We're happy to join, and I'm already going to tell people, just so you have the time to do it, we're going to give a little bit of a background. Eric's going to give us a little bit of intro to some of the superstars we're going to see.
Just call me Arch McMahon.
Arch McMahon. There we go. But for the benefit of the audience out there, if you're going to watch along with us, and we encourage that you do, we want you to set. We're watching it on Netflix. So we want you to set it for 19:05 left. Hold on one sec. This stupid timer thing. I don't even know what's going on. Here we go. These are all these like new features over here on the program that we use to stream. But anyway, we want you to set it for 19:05 left. Okay? Set your thing. Let's rock and roll. This thing's just not wanting to save. There we go.
19:05. Yeah, so
19:05 left in the broadcast. It's after Flair gets interviewed backstage by Lord Alfred Hayes, and then they kind of fade into the logo, and it's right before Monsoon introduces Gorilla Monsoon, who's then going to interview superstars just prior to the Rumble match. So you have a little bit of time. We're going to leave that up there so you guys know the point that we're going to start. But yeah, Eric, 1992 Rumble, one of the most iconic events, not even just Royal Rumbles, but one of the most iconic events in WWE history. First time that we see the WWE title on the line due to Hulk Hogan drops the title in controversial fashion to The Undertaker at Survivor Series with the assistance of Ric Flair. He gets his rematch at Tuesday Night in Texas, who then also, in controversial fashion, Hulk Hogan regains the WWE title from The Undertaker, which creates this dispute, which Jack Tunney, then WWE President, our guy, that's Jack Tunney was quite a name from back in the day. He comes in and he says, okay, we're going to make a decision. We are going to hold the championship up. And the winner of the 1992 Royal Rumble will be declared the WWE, WWF champion. Star-studded event. Lots of superstars in this. It's one where sad to say, a lot of deceased superstars are in this match as well. Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon. I mean, peak Monsoon and Gorilla during this. What are your thoughts? I know you said you had a few notes to this as we kind of set up what we're going to be watching.
Yeah, I mean, you got 12 Hall of Famers in this match, nearly half the field. And then you have Hall of Fame announcers and color commentator as well. I mean, what else can you say? This is just a star-studded, legendary event where, like you said, this is where, for the first time, this is the 5th installment at the time of the Royal Rumble. And like you said, this is the first that was for the WWE Championship due to the stuff that you referred to.
And even beyond that, real quick, Eric, it's important to note too, 93 is the introduction of the winner gets a championship match at the
Correct.
Prior to this event, this was a bragging rights type of match. WWE, they utilized this match to create stars, to create new rivalries, to create moments such as Hogan and Warrior before WrestleMania 6 with their stare off. So there wasn't anything specific that you won outside of a bragging right, and it's something to put on a Hall of Fame, a future Hall of Fame resume. This was the first time that they raised the stakes, and I think they saw, wow, if we add an extra element to this match, which I think catapulted into 93, this is even more of a must-see match.
Right. Yeah. Bruce Pritchard has alluded to that on his show, where they were looking for something different. They were looking for stakes because they had saw that there was added intrigue to this event. This is an event where from 1 through 30, you really don't know who's coming out next. At this point in time, they didn't have the legends because they were the legends. So this was a little different, where it was current superstars within the WWF, and it's just amazing, this crop of talent. And we're going to say it a lot, where it's just a lot of just start from all the way. And then it's a lot of nostalgia as well. A lot of guilty pleasures in this Rumble, where there's some guys where they didn't do a whole lot in their career, but there's a lot of fun memories, especially for myself. I'll definitely allude to some of it. It's been amazing. Yeah. This is the Knickerbocker Arena.
Love it.
I don't even know
if
is this arena still around. I didn't do that research, but I don't know if this arena is still around or not. But
I'm not sure.
I
imagine it might be, but under a different
name. Yeah. So just amazing, and things to point out as well. There's certain legends in here that this is their only appearance in a Royal Rumble, and we can allude to that when they come down the ring. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, star-studded field. Eric wanted to do the music, but for copyright reasons, and we're fairly new, we just couldn't take the risk. So we're not going to play the music. It would have added an extra element. I wanted to make sure I put that in there. But I think one of the things you guys will learn, Eric does great wrestling impressions. I mean, we've heard it. I mean, some of the people have talked about it, right? Eric, on our shows, they love your Rick Martel, the mother.
Practice.
I heard that the Tonka was outside scalping tickets.
That's another one down the road that we've got to watch. 8 WrestleMania 8 and WrestleMania 9. And
Mania season.
Let us know in the comments which ones you'd like us to do a watch along in the future. I know we wanted to do another Royal Rumble. We'll see this year, but got nothing but time. There's so many of them. We could spend forever doing these, and these are so much fun. I'm really excited.
Yeah, and thank you, Nato, here commenting in MVP Arena. Just doesn't sound as good, so it is still an arena, just a different name. Same arena where the beer bath happened. They're great back there.
Thanks, man. Thanks for joining the show.
Absolutely. So let's get it rocking and rolling. And again, anybody out there, just before, as Eric prepares to do the intros, this is where we want you guys to set your broadcast to on Netflix. Pause it with 1905 left in the broadcast. If you're watching somewhere else, I don't know where else you would be watching. Maybe it's on YouTube. just to give more specific visual of where you'll be pausing it at, you're going to pause it after Ric Flair gets interviewed by Lord Alfred Hayes, but right as they fade into the Royal Rumble logo, and then Monsoon is then going to intro Mean Gene Okerlund with backstage interviews of the participants. So it's literally after Hayes stops talking and you start to see the fade into the Rumble logo before Monsoon starts talking. So make sure that we do that. Watch your volume. Make sure you turn your volume down.
I got no. So I was looking on the YouTube, so it doesn't go to those interviews. It goes right to Howard Finkel.
Okay, so
just
we'll
keep in mind on the vault.
If you're watching on the vault, which if they're watching us, they're probably not. But if that happened, if you have 2 YouTube pages and that's what you're doing, we'll let you know when we get to the point as Howard Finkel is about to be introed. So, does that have the Jack Tunney part of it in the beginning of it?
Yes.
Okay.
The winner of this event.
We want to make sure we have that marked. Okay. So let's tee it up first before we get ready to rock and roll. Eric, intro us who our participants, our superstars we're going to see in the 1992 Royal Rumble.
All right. Here we go. Yeah.
WWE superstars competing in the Royal Rumble for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Jake the Snake Roberts, the Barbarian, the Model Rick Martel, the Berserker, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Nasty Boy Sags, Repo Man, Sergeant Slaughter, alleged real world champion Ric Flair, Hercules, Colonel Mustafa, the Macho Man Randy Savage, Skinner, the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, Haku, Shawn Michaels, the Warlord, El Matador, Sid Justice, IRS, Nikolai Volkov, the Texas Tornado, Virgil, the Undertaker, the Big Boss Man, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Superfly Snuka, and the immortal Hulk Hogan. It's time to rumble. It's time for the Royal Rumble.
I love it, brother. I love it. Phenomenal. Oh, Joey wants to see the Rumbles where Shawn wins back to back.
The good thing about those is, especially 95, it's very short and sweet.
Yeah, we could probably have
we could probably do a double feature on those. I like it.
Now, great stuff, Eric. Awesome, phenomenal job, man. It's hard, right? Is it? We knew it. We knew it was not going to be easy.
And say what you will about Vince McMahon now, but I mean, he was just so like, and it's been said on other podcasts, he just wasn't a good announcer. But he had such energy and excitement, and he put over the product. I mean, it's his product. So, I mean, it's like, who better to put their product over? Who's going to be the best at putting their product over than the owner himself? So, that's and then 91's kind of the same where he does it, but the 92 one's great just because of all the who's who. Oh, thank you, Joey. I appreciate it. Now I need some water.
Love Joey. Joey's one of our longtime followers, listeners of us and A2D Radio. So appreciate him popping in on that. Yeah, man, good stuff. All right. So we're going to get ready. Get your drink of water. I just got to wrap up my visual here. Sorry, guys. You're getting a real close-up look at me here. And then we're going to get ready to rock and roll.
So it's right when Flair is done. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Eric's going to be doing closed captioning. I have a little device in my ear that'll allow me to hear out of one ear the broadcast. So I'll try to react to some of the commentary whips. And honestly, Eric's good enough. We've seen it enough that even if I tell him the part we're at, he knows exactly what it's going to sound like. So, all right. Last call, guys. Everybody have yourself set to 1905 left in the broadcast. We're gonna rock and roll in 3, 2, 1. Hit play.
Yeah, and yeah, there's just so much nostalgia here. I mean, you first see Mean Gene, it's like, wow, like there was nobody like him.
I wish they would go back to these kinds of moments for these specific events. It doesn't have to be every event, but the sets, like here, Randy Savage in front of that logo with that sky background. You know, they used to do it for WrestleMania. They used to do it for Survivor Series. I miss these moments. I also do miss the Sean Mooney interviews inside the locker room.
Yeah, the generic locker room.
Every
area.
locker room
Yes.
looked exactly the same. It was tremendous.
Yes.
We have there we
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
NATO
yeah,
saying
definitely.
it is iconic, NATO. We got
Hey, Rob.
Podius name. What up, fellas? This is exciting. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's our first attempt at a watch party. So for anybody who's catching up with us right now, we are at the point where Mean Gene Okerlund has said, let's hear from some of our superstars. We just heard from Randy Savage. We're hearing from Psycho Sid Vicious. This is the 1992 Royal Rumble. So if you're jumping on now and you weren't here when we first introed, we started at 119.05 left on the Netflix broadcast. But if you want to catch up, I would say maybe pause it either right before the intros. You can do it either right before Jack Tunney speaks, before the Rumble match, or you can do it after he speaks when Howard Finkel prepares to announce everybody. But right now we have Sid Vicious, who, ironically enough, is the first WWE guest that we have ever had on the Lazy Booking podcast many moons ago. The late Sid Vicious, Sid Justice. He was awesome. I'll have to go back. I'm not even sure if he might have talked about the 92 Rumble. I know we talked about WrestleMania 8. But that's a great interview. It is on our page. It's also on A2D Radio's page. So you can go back. You can find that. Just Google or look up Lazy Booking Podcast or just type up Lazy Booking. I don't know if I might have dropped the podcast part for a couple of years at that point. Lazy Booking and Sid Vicious. It'll come up twice.
Yeah, that the one thing also I loved about these promos, as you just saw right after Sid, was Repo Man. I mean, so showing my age here, I was about 11 years old.
Demolition Smash, too,
yes,
for anybody out there.
Yes, Barry Darso, yes. So back then, I mean, in my imaginary wrestling thing, I'm thinking, oh, Repo Man's got a shot to win the world title. And now looking back, it's so genius of them having these backstage promos with heels, baby faces, guys that realistically have no shot of winning, but also the odds-on favorites. I mean, it's one last tease going into the match. And like you said at the beginning, this art is just lost. I mean, look at like Jake's promo, and Jake was always good at not yelling. He just talks methodically where you're going to listen to him, and just the king of just it's one of the better promos in the history of this business. But like, it's just so cool to see the variation of the talent that you're seeing before the match.
100%. I mean, it sets the tone. It allows the in-arena crew to get themselves prepared for at this time, this was a hugely gimmicky match, so it was a great way to build the moment or build the anticipation of what you're about to see. Show it's this important that everybody comes in and they are at the top of their game with these promos, talking about how important it is for them to win this. Right now, we're looking at Ric Flair and Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. And to your point about Jake, interesting too. If you, I recently listened to you talk about Bruce Pritchard, something to wrestle with, and he talked about how Jake was supposed to take. I was the 96 Rumble podcast he did. And he talked about how Jake was supposed to, or at a point was promised the opportunity to take Pat Patterson's spot in creative. And it just, Pat Patterson just kind of never left. And that's when Jake left and went to WCW. I love the original version of The Undertaker. I know we got it one time at WrestleMania 13 where he wore the old stirrups and the gloves, the gray, not the purple. I wish that we could have got that one more time down towards the end. I always was begging to see that, and we never got it. I mean, that version of The Undertaker was scary when we were kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was definitely afraid of The Undertaker. And then you got the Hulkster, who, let's give a little backstory here, had won the previous two Royal Rumbles in 90 and 91. So he's looking for the three-peat here. But this, and that's where this event, adding that stipulation with in this one for the championship, but the opportunity to go to WrestleMania, that wasn't the case in 90 and 91. So 90, he was WWF champion in the Royal Rumble, and then 91, he actually did go on to main event. But early on, Hogan with dominance in this Rumble match. So you're thinking, of course he's going to win the third one, right?
Rumble.
Yes.
Okay. So here now we've transitioned into Howard Finkel saying this is now time for the Royal Rumble, and he's about to introduce Jack Tunney, who's going to make a declaration in terms of the vacated title.
I miss Howard too, man. This is just it just brings back all kinds of memories, and it's just the originals just never be the same.
No, it was a great time to grow up and be a fan. It really was. And, I'm sure for some people when they talk about the 70s and superstar Billy Graham and Nick Bockwinkel and that kind of talent, it was something special. Bruno in his infancy kind of dominating the Northeast. But I'm telling you, that golden era of WWE, WWF, it was special.
Yeah,
it could never happen again now with the gimmicky characters. It's just not the world that we live in.
Nope.
But when you think about what that was like at that time, and when you had the Big Boss Man going against Nails, the prison inmate, you had the Papa Shangos, the Ultimate Warrior,
Repo Man, repossession, repoing cars.
Repo Man, it was
so great. Yeah. Good times. Yeah. So quick thing on Howard Finkel, the first employee hired by Vince McMahon Jr.
Interesting. Right now we have Jack Tunney talking, by the way, just to let everybody know.
And Tunney was the figurehead president, but also he was the promoter in the Toronto area for WWF. The 80, yeah.
Yes.
She's going to be number 31. That's a spoiler. She comes in at 31, clears the house.
Nato, I got to tell you, and as a kid, you didn't see it this way, but Hogan's been a heel his entire career. It was just kind of masked by this Hulkamania concept, right? So we're getting ready to see who the first entrant of the Royal Rumble is. And the music hits. We have the British Bulldog as entrant number 1 in the 1992 Royal Rumble. But yeah, Hogan was a heel. He raked the back. He raked the eyes. He pushed the limit on the 5 count. I mean, Hogan was always and honestly, in hindsight, he was a sore loser. And that's,
we may or may not see that.
Yeah.
We may or may not see that come into play here.
I'm not going to make assumptions that everybody who tunes into this at some point has seen this Rumble. But you may see some of this be displayed in this Rumble.
Yes. 9-year-old me, without a doubt.
I mean, he was my hero, as a kid.
And look at that. You got Bulldogs in the Hall. Yeah, 2 Hall of Famers starting the Rumble. British Bulldog, and of course, $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase.
And I'm accompanied by one of the greatest managers of all time, and honestly, one of the greatest women's wrestlers,
Another Hall of Famer.
sensational Sherry Martel, who we really didn't get to see as much her in-ring ability. But, you know, it was interesting, too. We talked about Bruce, and they go right at it, by the way. These two are throwing haymakers. Man, DiBiase was so good. But we talked about, Bruce was on his podcast talking about how there was like a time where the women just didn't get physically involved. But Sherry was the exception. Sherry could take a bump with all the men, as good or better than most of the men on the roster at that point. And she really was. She was a special talent. And I think that, you know, the fact that she could transition so well between in-ring superstar and a manager, a true valet at the point, was remarkable. This was the time of valets, which is something they won't do and they don't do anymore for, you know, whatever reasons. I guess it's the culture of the world today. But
yeah, I mean, if you go back into the archives as far as, you know, her career, I mean, look at the bumps that she took. She didn't she jump off the top rope at one point, like with when she was with Macho King, and there she wasn't afraid to take a bump.
And there we go.
Bumps,
first elimination immediately. So British Bulldog has just thrown the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase out. We're down to 29 left as the Bulldog stands and he waits for his next opponent to enter the match.
And they really pushed Davey. They were saying he had won a battle royal at Albert Hall, and I think that's on the vault as well.
It obviously was on Peak. I've watched it. It's very fun, very exciting. I love that you're starting to see some of these events that maybe weren't seen back in the day. Kind of watching, and obviously now we have the real world's champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, coming out in his butterfly robe, which, if you watched any of the A&E stuff and you know the history of it, that's kind of maybe his most iconic robe, and at one point was stolen from his possession.
Crazy.
Yeah, we have, and already Heenan's going crazy. I got to tell you, I really did think about doing the 92 Rumble drinking game during this. Again, for anybody, if you ever do that, it is every time Bobby Heenan says it's not fair to Flair, which happens quite a bit. And it's every time a deceased superstar enters the ring, which is quite a bit.
Yes. And it, unfortunately, it probably goes up every year. So every year you're watching this.
Yeah.
You know, sadly.
Bulldog's power, power pressing Flair over his head. Look at this sell job by the Nature Boy, man.
So just to put in contrast to, as you heard Gorilla already say, entries 1 through 5 have never made it to the end. And watching it in 1992, you don't realize what he's kind of trying to sell. But now in hindsight, you kind of understand 1 through 5 at that point was kind of you're not winning this.
Yeah.
And as we've seen over the years in previous, if you have seen previous Royal Rumbles, there have been superstars that have gone coast to coast. But in 1992, that was certainly not the case. So the fact that Flair's number 3, he's not winning this based on Bobby's based on Bobby and Gorilla's commentary, which is just classic.
Absolutely. Entrant number 4 is walking out, and it is Nasty Boy Jerry Sags, accompanied by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Oh, it's just
another Hall of Famer.
Even the entranceway with that big WWF logo over top and the blue curtain. Again, it's warming to the heart to go back and watch some of this stuff, you know?
The red, white, and blue ropes, the WWF turnbuckles, just little stuff like that. It's just, it's so nostalgic.
There you go. DiBiase got tossed out quick, and Nato says that wasn't even the shortest time in the ring in this match.
Nope. Mm.
So right now we have a double team between Ric Flair and Jerry Sags on Davey Boy Smith. And to what you said about Davey Boy, I mean, the push that he started to get, because he goes deep into this match too. It kind of alludes to what you were talking about with the tease by Gorilla, at how well some of these early entrants did in this match. You know, at this time, Davey, you go and fast forward to 92 SummerSlam, the iconic match between him and Bret the Hitman Hart for the Intercontinental title at Wembley. And here we go. There's our second entrant, or elimination of the match.
I thought he was going to win. I thought he had a shot.
Jerry Sags gets tossed over the top, lands on the apron, turns around to taunt the crowd and say how smart he is, and then he gets drop kicked in the back by the British Bulldog and taken out. So now we are back to two men in the ring with Ric Flair and the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, as we have number 5 about to enter in 3, 2, 1. Haku, the legend.
The father of current WWE superstar Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
And
one of the toughest, legitimately toughest guys in the history of the business.
Also went on to WCW as Ming in the Dungeon of Doom. So and then he had a brief return. I think he returned at a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like 2002 or 2001, something like that. Real quick on as you're going to continue to hear them selling the amount of time and the records and stuff like that. That's one thing I can appreciate in the last few Royal Rumbles over the years. They really keep track of time, and they have those graphics at the bottom. I think it's very cool to see, like how long they're in there, and then like comparing them to past Royal Rumbles. I think that's really cool to just bring history together and not forget where they had been and where they are now, which is awesome.
It's one of the events, and I know they try to do it with WrestleMania, but even then I feel like they've gotten away from going so far back to some of the legend. Because if you remember the intros of Mania, even they used to go back and really build the event by the history of it, and I don't think they do as much of that now. They'll talk about it, but they don't visually show it. So, but the Rumble is the one event of any that I really feel like they still call back to, even when Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the first Rumble, or they go back to Santino being tossed out in the quickest elimination, Kane and what he's done. They go back to when Shawn Michaels in the 90s won 2 in a row. They go back to Austin. They go back to Hogan winning 2 in a row. The moment and the stare down between Hogan and Warrior. It is the one event they continue to celebrate the lineage of it. And speaking of, we have, I think this is entrant number 6. Oh, and Haku's been eliminated already.
Yeah. And out.
Yep, he's in and out. And now we have my favorite professional wrestler of all time, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And I believe this is his first Rumble as a singles competitor.
Yeah, a week or two prior was the infamous barbershop incident where the Rockers broke up, and that plate glass window of the barbershop will never be the same.
Oh, super kick back when it was just a crescent kick.
But yeah, this is Shawn's first singles appearance on TV.
Yeah.
And of course we all know he did okay for himself in his career.
Yeah, he did all right. Exactly, Nato. Crescent kick versus a super kick.
Yeah, yep.
There's another crescent kick. I know I kept getting sidetracked with Davey Boy. The thing to note about this is it's unfortunate because Davey was getting a push. It starts in this match. You start to see it build to SummerSlam. He just couldn't get out of his own damn way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Substance abuse issues, steroid issues. It's a shame. One of the greatest matches that you could have seen in all of the 1990s, him and Owen Hart, even when he came back. He's a guy who should have been a world champion.
Without a doubt. He had the body. He had the look. He had the
You don't see
charisma.
that move anymore, by the way.
No, you do not.
The good old crotch on the top and bounce him on the top rope.
You don't see a lot of atomic drop. You don't see a lot of atomic drops anymore either.
No.
As here comes another competitor.
Flair goes to toss Michaels. He goes, "Oh Jesus!"
It's your boy, and it's fun. So
And it's my favorite version of him too.
So it's funny. The Michaels went in, and El Matador came in next. They would go on to be the first match at WrestleMania 8 that year.
Yeah, I mean, Tito was in the very first WrestleMania match. Period. He was. Interesting enough, and it does kind of go to the legend of how trusted he was. He was the first entrant in the very first Royal Rumble, or he was one of the first two. In the very first Royal Rumble, he was in the first match at WrestleMania. Tito was a trusted guy. I don't know who. I'd be curious to see if he was in the opening match of the first SummerSlam too.
I'll have to go back and take a look.
Yeah.
One thing about Santana this time in '92, and I on Bruce's podcast talked about who's the guy that's going to take over after Hogan leave. Who's the guy that we could put the title on? Flair was kind of on the way out and unhappy as we get into later '92, and one guy that was brought up, it wound up being Bret Hart, but one of the guys that was discussed was Tito Santana because, like you said, the trust and the dependability. But I think he was gone by like '93, like mid '93, probably.
Another former guest of the show, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though I have heat with Tito, we did have a great conversation with him. We interviewed him back in 2009, a little bit before, or in 2019, a little bit before COVID, which that is on our channel here. That's the only one that is not on the Lazy Book, or I'm sorry, the A2D radio stream. Just because at that time, interesting enough, we had a severe snowstorm and we were in studio and lost power. So it had to be cut into two parts. We lost the YouTube feed, but I was able to, obviously with A2D's permission, rip the video and repost it onto here. So you can find that interview. And this is back before we were doing video interviews, right? So it was a call-in interview, and we had a great 40 minutes with him. I did challenge him to a match, which he accepted. But listen, I respect the man. I'm going down the Tito, road, but I just think he's a little overrated.
He was going to put you in the flying jalapeno. He was going to give you the flying jalapeno, as Bobby Heenan said. Yeah. The pace picante. Bobby had it out for Tito, kind of like
Chico.
Yeah,
that was Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. Yep.
Chico Santana.
Yep. The last entrant, the Barbarian. Funny story.
He looks very young here.
Yeah. I got to meet Barbarian. Funny enough, I was when I was in the service, when I was in the Marines, we had a wrestling show at the gym, and he was in a double main event against the Patriot, not Del Wilkes, but also Prince Iakea of WCW Lord was also featured on that show, and he actually turned heel. And I was a base photographer, so I took pictures for the newspaper, and Prince Iakea pushed me and told me to get out of his way, as those military people, as you were. So funny moment. But Barbarian was such a nice guy. Took pictures and autographs with all the people, all the Marines and stuff. So
that's super cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ring's starting to fill up a little bit here. So I've lost count of where we're at. I want to say we're around 8 or 9, but we have Kerry Von Erich entering the match, the Texas Tornado. Have you seen Iron Claw?
I have.
It's a wonderful movie. I saw it twice in the theater.
Yeah, it was really good.
They're like, how can you watch that sad of a movie twice? I was like, it's just great. Look at the way he moves. And again, you don't know at this time that he's had a loss of a portion of his leg. It is interesting though. You look and you see how high his boots are with the knee pads and where they're positioned. They hit it very well.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. And he had to hide it from state athletic commissions and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Who did they just eliminate? Who did I miss?
Barbarian's still in there. Bulldog's still in there. I missed it.
Somebody got eliminated.
But yeah, it's so 16 minutes in to this match. Davey's still in there. Yeah, that movie, I watched it on a cruise overnight. And yeah, it was Zac Efron did such a great job.
He really did. I mean, even Jeremy Allen White as Kerry.
Yes.
He's a little obviously shorter than what Kerry actually was.
Oh, Zac Efron played Kevin. That's right. Efron played, and Jeremy Allen White played Kerry. It was so well done.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor's name, but who played their dad?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes, very well done. Ah,
there we go. It's the repo, man.
Time to break into some cars. Good old Barry Darso.
Remember the Blacktop Bully in WCW?
Oh yeah. And then they got fired for having that pickup truck match, the 18-wheeler. Him and Dustin Rhodes, they bled and got fired right after.
Is that what happened? I don't think I ever heard that story.
The book or the agent for that match might have been Mike Graham. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But the story is that he told them to bleed, and they all got fired after that match. So that's why you never saw Blacktop Bully after that match. But they were playing, according to Barry Darso, I saw a clip of one of his podcasts. They said that they were going to do a series of those. I think that's probably the best thing that happened was we didn't get another one of those matches because that match was very, very rough.
What a great visual, even just for that quick instance of British Bulldog holding Shawn Michaels while Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich gets his licks in. I mean, this is what's beautiful about the Royal Rumble too, right? Especially when you go back and you look at the history of some of these guys. To know that very shortly after this, Kerry's fate, and just think about the athletic ability that a trio of those three had. And this might be the only visual where you have the three of them in the ring working anything at that point. Just cool to see, especially with how young they were at that point.
Yeah, it's a fever dream. It really is. It's like crazy. Greg the Hammer. Another Hall of Famer.
One of the most miserable people, man, ever.
I've seen some of his
Listen,
his podcasts. Yeah, he is not.
I'm not telling any secrets here. You know what I mean? I'm not telling any secrets. Here's another one. High crossbody versus the flying forearm. Which one are you taking? You don't see the high crossbody no more, really.
No.
The ladies, you'll see it sometimes.
Yeah. That reminds me of Ricky Steamboat, the crossbody. He was the one that did that off the top. Oh, yeah, the high crossbody. And in flying forearm, you're still seeing AJ Styles has his version of
that,
it.
by the way. Valentine working with Davey Boy on Flair. Yeah, I mean, you'll see it where they do a high spot, like a dive from outside or something. The luchadors do. But in terms of what the high crossbody was as it was executed in these days, is a different art, and it's almost like a whole different move set, and you don't see it anymore.
Yeah, it like 92 wrestling moves compared to now. It's like a lot of it's night and day.
Yeah. Good old low blow. Oh, interesting thing about the Repo Man. So mind you, 1992 Royal Rumble. I am almost 7. I'm not even 7 yet. I was born in 85. So I turned 7 in March. But the Repo Man is the first wrestler. Hold on, real quick. Let me pause this thought because we have our next superstar entering. Nikolai Volkov, another Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Repo Man is the first professional wrestler that, unless it was like obvious, like you could see that one guy played another character, I came across, and it might have even been like a year later, but seeing that he was Smash from Demolition blew my mind. I was like, wait, what? He's the first superstar that literally I realized that these guys are like totally repackaged. I don't even think it clicked in my head at that point that the Iron Sheik and Colonel Mustafa was like the same guy.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I got in to wrestling around 91. So I didn't really see Demolition. I saw them at the very end, but not a whole lot. But I think the first guy I was like, when they started to retread a lot of the guys in the new generation, like 94, 95, like you saw Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine was, you could see the eyes, and it was Papa Shango. And then
see that I never picked up on that. I didn't pick up on that until years later.
And I remember, I don't know if Rue's watching, but I remember when Goldust was first doing his vignettes, and I called him on the phone, and I'm like, I think that's Dustin Rhodes. He's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, it's gotta be. Look at him. Look. And it's just one of those things where it's like, wow, like, I mean, they got to make a living somehow, and sometimes you have to put on some glitter and face paint and become a totally different guy.
Yeah. We just had Greg the Hammer Valentine putting a figure 4 in Flair, which is fun. And now we have the Boss Man coming out. If you ever head down to God County, Georgia, serving hard time.
The old Ray trailer.
Serving hard time. Oh, so freaking good. NATO says, wonder what Russo would think of guys like the Hammer after his recent comments on Sammy. I think Russo would dump on this entire era. If I'm being honest, he's our guy. We had a great time with him. I think we at this point we kind of have a feel for where he goes. I mean, he was all about keep it real, get the most views on TV. He would probably dump on all these guys. And NATO says, "Here comes the fun, Boss Man."
Yeah, yep. I know what he's referring to.
I don't know if I remember this, so you have to let me know.
You'll know it as soon as you see it. But yeah, I mean, Boss Man had a good run. I mean, came in, he was Big Bubba in NWA, and then came in. I mean, he was super heavy in '88, but I mean, he's still a big guy, but for a big guy, he was just so agile. He just moved around the ring so well.
He was very athletic. Is this
anybody?
There goes Davey Boy Smith, entrant number 1. So well over 20 minutes, which at this there's Kerry Von Erich. If you think about the time, and we talked about guys being in there, I believe I heard them say earlier that the longest time in the ring up to this point was 41 minutes or something along those lines, if I heard the broadcast right.
Yeah, I think it was Martel.
Of
course it was.
And there we got
Double
Shawn Michaels
elimination.
and El Matador out. Hercules. I mean, can you tell that guy's juiced up or what?
No, not at all.
My goodness. Look how ready he is. He looks like he's going to have a heart attack in the ring as we speak. That's a
Maybe
shame.
he remembers how you treated him. I love how he flashes back to when Hercules was in the Heenan family.
100%.
That's so great. Nice little Easter egg there. Don't turn on him. Don't turn on him. Yeah, this broadcast, the exchanges between Heenan and Monsoon are just. I think this and WrestleMania 8 were just the two that were just like they make the match that much better.
Oh my God, so good. So now we're down to 4 participants. We have Boss Man Hercules up, Flair is up, Barbarian's taking his shot. Oh, and Hercules comes from behind, tosses Barbarian, and
there it is. Oh, there it is. That's not it. I know what he's talking about.
Boss Man hits the clothesline on on Hercules, takes him out, and then almost falls over the top, catches himself up. We get the thumb to the eyes. Oh, monster
move
clothesline,
around, man. Woo.
He was good. I mean, you think about him and Bigelow at this time.
Excellent athlete.
Look at! Did you see that big roundhouse kick?
Oh, here it is. Oh,
oh Jesus! Almost killed himself.
He like caught himself, man.
So Bossman does a dive at Flair. Oh, the Flair flop. I love a good Flair flop.
And then Monsoon, still more to come. Don't worry, he's still not going to win this one.
So we have the countdown. So yes, thank you, Nato, for calling that out. The boss man botch. He goes to do like a jump at Flair. He ducks it, gets caught up on the top rope, gets himself over, gets caught up on another rope, then gets over. And then when he hits the ground, he catches his throat on the rope. Roddy Piper.
Yes. So earlier in the night, Roddy Piper won his only singles title ever in the WWF. He won the Intercontinental title from the Mountie. So he's trying to become a double champion. And it's funny, these two, Flair and Piper, would go on to become World Tag Team Champions.
Many years later.
Yes. But yeah, this is brings back all the feels. So great.
I just love, for the lack of a better term, look at him. For the lack of a better term, knowing who this word is usually linked to, I'm going to use it here. The rabid nature of Piper, like it was never pretty. He was just, he's like a guy that just kept coming at you. He would mumble, fumble, and it wasn't always the most athletically agile movement, but man,
nope.
He just looked so aggressive. He was nonstop. He kept coming at. Oh, I love the good fireman's carry.
No airplane spin. So long, Flair. Kiss that belt goodbye, brain. So great. Yeah,
we could dump him. I know we could dump him if that happens.
Yeah, yep.
He puts him out.
So great.
The Flair, there it is. He's choking him. He's choking the life out of him.
Somebody stop this. Who's coming in next? So great.
Jake.
Trust me. Yeah, there you go. Trust me.
I love this. Sit in the corner. Let him do his work. There he is.
Like even in the ring, he's just methodical and everything, every movement.
What a striker, too.
Matters.
I love when he would do those jabs.
Yes. Ring psychology, second to none. That's another guy that should have been world champion.
He's another guy that got in his own way.
Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately.
You hate to say it, but
yeah. Oh, I mean, he'd probably tell you the same thing. But yeah, I mean, this is the end of Jake. Pretty much WrestleMania he wrapped up. But I mean, he had another guy that just had an amazing run, in the late 80s and into the early 90s. Yeah, nope, DDT. That's another move we don't see anymore. DDTs.
Too dangerous.
Yeah.
While we have you guys on, please make sure you like, subscribe, give us a follow. Come back for more. Our regular show is on A2D Radio on Tuesday nights live, and then we drop it on here either late that evening or the following day on Wednesdays. We're going to have our Rumble preview coming up this week, actually, which should be a lot of fun. Maybe Andy will join us, our old colleague here, Andy Ritz. He might join us. Maybe some others. Let's see what else we have here. This was the first no Damian Rumble. Earthquake killed him the year before.
Oh yeah, the hamburger meat.
Good call, Nato.
Yes.
Good call. Here we go.
Call.
Hacksaw. Love a good Hacksaw Jim Duggan appearance.
Didn't Earthquake make burgers out of them and fed them to prime time, something like that?
I think so. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Shout out to Matt Milcarrick. Used to run Matty Mill events. Had him as a guest for one of the pay-per-views. It might have been a SummerSlam. Brought in him and Rikishi. So I worked security at the tables, basically checking tickets and before I let them get up to the talent. And I got to tell you, Duggan, one of my favorite guys. He was so cool. I have a 2x4 signed by Hacksaw. He did a video for us to promote the podcast.
It's awesome.
I'll have to drop. I have some really great videos from back in the day when we would do some things with some talent and they would promote our podcast.
It's really
drop
cool.
them on our YouTube page. Yeah, but he is just such a good dude. Another guy. He was headed for the main event. Absolutely.
Yep.
Nate Duggan is amazing. Yes, he is, brother. Yeah, you would know.
I mean, especially in the 80s, like the late 80s, he was the guy they were bringing in. He was going to be probably second behind Hogan. Well, at the time, I mean, he kind of was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love this. Flair and Piper going at each other.
And that was the first feud Flair had when he came in 91 was with Piper. Just kind of putting a bow on it.
Start when I'll tell you the way Duggan used to throw those clubbing fists, man, they looked brutal, and his hands are so big. There we go. Erwin R. Shyster is our next entrant.
Another guy that looks so young.
So what is the deal with him? Because there's a lot of speculation that he might be going through some health stuff.
You know, I heard that.
I can't tell what's real and what's not, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
At
heard
one point they
said.
had him on hospice, which I don't think was ever a real thing.
No, I think the family came out and said that wasn't the case, but hopefully he's doing good. I mean, of course, he is the father of the late Bray Wyatt. So
Uncle Howie, Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas, yeah. So a lot of lineage in that family for sure. And hopefully Mike is doing well. And
his promos with the Undertaker and Graveyard, even in death, you still have to pay your taxes.
I love when he would come out.
But he looks back and he looks at all the heads and there's a bunch of tax cheats. Died to escape paying their taxes.
Yep. At WrestleMania, April's coming up. April 15th, you better pay up. I don't know how the guy wrestled in a tie and suspenders. Like, more power to him.
Yeah.
I guess he had a good run. Right? Wound up winning the tag titles with DiBiase and had a singles run in the corporation. You know, very solid career. And then, of course, he had his run before that in WCW. Went back during the Monday Night Wars and pretty solid career.
So we got Flair hanging over. IRS makes the save over Piper. This guy. Superfly Jimmy Snuka coming out.
Yep, NATO, you're absolutely right.
Very
I think
true.
they won the tag titles before WrestleMania.
Were they the tag champs in '92?
Yeah, I think they beat LOD because LOD got in trouble, so they had to drop them. But yeah, that they were the main heel tag team for 92 and 93.
Yeah. The star power in the ring is just wild to me.
Yeah.
I was never a Snuka guy.
Yeah, he was all right.
I didn't see. I thought he moved weird. I never got it. I just didn't see it. And the fact that he did what he did.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't even know that then, but it kind of solidified. I'm like, if I never see this guy again, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, and
he's not quite on
here
the
he's
Benoit
and here you can
status,
tell.
but
What's that?
he's not quite at the Benoit level, but he's not somebody I really care if I ever watch him in a match again, other than Undertaker's first WrestleMania match.
I think it's pretty clear he just wasn't a good person. Just not someone that you can look up to.
Yeah,
especially knowing what we know now.
Yeah,
but I mean, even now, like here, like you can tell, like we talked about Hercules, like look at Snuka, like juicing, like he wasn't like that in the 80s. He was built, but not like that. Like not natural at all. Oh, the crowd ate this up. So great. Aha.
Here we go.
Yes. My Undertaker.
So fun fact. Obviously we created it as our thumbnail for this video. The iconic image of Flair in the corner, Hogan in the ring, Undertaker kind of throwing his chop punch. One of my prized possessions. I have that picture. It is like a 11 by 14. It's signed already by Flair and Hogan. Undertaker is the only one that I'm missing. And then I'm going to get it professionally framed.
Oh, it's awesome.
There's so much stuff that I would, and here's Undertaker starting to clean house. I would love to get a bunch of these things signed by Undertaker. But if there's only one piece that I would get, it would be that from the 92 Rumble with Hogan, Flair, and him. He's the only one I'm missing.
And it's funny, like this is a big deal here because Flair helped Undertaker win the title.
Interesting,
a few months before. This just shows every man for himself.
I think I'm gonna have to shift my earpiece here. If anybody sees me shifting around, it's because I have I want to listen to commentary, so and give you guys a true reaction. I need to give this ear a rest. We'll go to the other one. Look at Piper with the two fingers.
The most devastating move in all wrestling, the thumb to the eye. Flair's chopping Taker. He's no selling like a champ.
Everybody. You have was that Duggan? You had Duggan working with Flair and IRS to go after Undertaker.
Here comes Macho Man.
Here comes
Savage. A little
he's looking for Jake. Jake just worked his way out of the ring.
So this is coming off of Macho Man getting bit by the Cobra. And then they
obviously they had the match made in heaven.
Yes. Yeah. And then Tuesday in Texas.
Or no, I'm wrong. Match Made in Heaven was 92, right? Or was that?
So Match Made in Heaven was so Jake broke up, or Jake had the python the Cobra in the wedding reception.
Right.
And then that started that feud.
90?
That was 91. That was 91. Yeah. And then Macho Man at that point had lost a retirement match to Warrior and tried to get reinstated.
Right.
Got reinstated, obviously, because he's in the match. And this is kind of nearing the end of this feud here.
There he goes. Now he's going to eliminate himself. He jumps over the top to go after Jake Roberts.
So as you can see, the commentary saying Savage is out. But as you will see, and you can call it another botch there where I don't think Macho Man was supposed to be eliminated.
Well, he jumped over the top rope and hit the floor.
But he's going to still be in the – he's like basically he's going to still be in the match. Yeah, Macho Man winds up staying in there, I think.
Wow, I don't remember that part.
But yeah, I don't think he was supposed to go over the top rope. Yeah, see, the commentary's talking about it, but then
you have to be thrown over the top rope. Is that what they're justifying?
They're trying, yeah. So as we've seen if you've seen,
you have to be
Royal Rumbles
by somebody else.
But so there's one spot that
Liberty. Pal. We're live, pal.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah, the gorilla position's telling him, "Don't sell it. He's just to be in there." God, look how young Taker looks too.
It's wild.
Just amazing. Just getting started, and he's already a big star.
Just look at the fucking clubbing blows that Duggan does are crazy.
Yeah, they look vicious.
It's funny to watch this though. Piper and Duggan have the exact, other than the blue boots versus black boots, like on those far ones,
yeah.
You have to look which one's huskier really to tell which one's which. You can't even necessarily notice the beard in every shot.
Yep.
Oh, Flair with the low blow on Undertaker. Look at
the soft spot.
Taker look, he barely sells it, and then he starts walking in.
Here comes the bazooka.
Oh my gosh! Hush, hush, hush.
Accompanied by Mr. Fuji.
Another legend.
I don't think Fuji had anybody else in this match that I remember.
No, this is pre-Undertaker. Pre-Undertaker, post-demolition.
Yeah. Flair's still fighting. Still selling Flair. It's Bobby's meal ticket. Gotta love it.
Flair is approaching 45 minutes.
Mm.
And obviously we know where this goes in terms of WrestleMania. Even then, the iconic Grim Reaper tattoo on the Undertaker's forearm coming out of the glove.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if he covered that up in all of his tattoos or if he worked around that. I never really looked.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know.
Freaking berserker. What a nut job. I am still here, by the way. I got to pop off screen real quick.
Oh, all good. Yeah, so now we're seeing continuing selling Flair being in for 45 minutes and has broken Martel's record. He passed Valentine, sorry. But yeah, it's very impressive to say the least.
So they just said he passed Valentine and is approaching Martel's record.
Yeah, yeah. Here comes meat sauce.
Meat sauce.
Rest in peace, Virgil. Yeah, he was just coming off his big push. $1 million championship and then big SummerSlam win.
Very controversial character.
Yes. Yes.
I remember how into Virgil I was when he finally turned on DiBiase, though.
Oh, yeah. That was so well done.
Then eventually Vincent in the NWO.
Ah, yes. Taker's just choking everybody.
Loved his Olive Garden. See, this is what's great about this Undertaker appearance in this, though. I'm assuming Hogan comes back or comes in next because of the spot where they are in the corner.
It's got to be soon.
Like Taker's kind of depicting in this match what the Rumble did eventually become, because you still saw a lot of heel and face working against each other and for each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you saw that divide, but Undertaker, it doesn't matter if you're heel or face, he's going after you in this.
Yeah. And I think that's the way it absolutely should be at all times. Like shouldn't matter if you're heel or babyface. You're all going for the same thing, and if it means that much, then nothing else should matter.
Absolutely. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brr.
Ah. Sheiky baby.
Look at the devil. There he is.
Sorry, Colonel Mustafa.
Colonel Mustafa.
So this is the only Royal Rumble that Sheiky was ever in.
Which is shocking.
Yes.
Well, I guess not that shocking.
I think he was in WCW like right before he joined came back here.
And we just passed the anniversary on January 23rd of the birth of Hulkamania.
Yes. Very he's a very key component in that, being the opponent of Hogan.
41 years. So yeah, he was recently, around on the socials, on the internet for, the anniversary of that.
Yeah, I think even at this time, he's probably having a hard time moving around. Definitely wasn't the same.
No. There it is, Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York. I gotta tell you, I see this and I can't help but think of the gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, so
at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah. Which I think is arguably one of the better WrestleManias. There was 17.
A lot of people would argue that's number one.
Yeah.
I could put it up high. I think if I'm not putting personal and I'm just saying when I look at the card, there's an argument for that one. I would argue 31 top to bottom is in that conversation. WrestleMania 40 is in that conversation.
Yes.
There he is. There he is, Eric.
My guy. Practice.
Arrogance.
What such a great character.
And nobody else could have played it.
Nope. Yeah, he's definitely a guy. I mean, that roster back then, it was so like you had Hogan at the top, but you had to have those secondary supporting characters that made WWF what it was. And the model Rick Martel was definitely one that, and I've said this for years, and I know there's some chatter that he doesn't want to be in the Hall of Fame, but if he wanted to, he should have been in already.
Agreed.
I think Rick Martel is definitely a huge part, not just of WWF. I mean, he was former AWA champion.
Who did we just eliminated?
Was it the Berserker? Oh no, Berserker's still in. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. Listen, it's 30. It's 30 guys. We're going to be seeing a lot of people get tossed in and out.
Tis true. Oh, it was Sheiky.
Oh.
Sheiky baby.
Short appearance for Colonel Mustafa. Colonel Mustafa?
Colonel Mustafa.
We got USA chants for Duggan. Taker with the choke on Savage. Berserker
great.
getting some time in the ring.
Yeah, he's been
3,
in there. He's been in
2.
there for a little bit. Duggan's been in there for a while. Ah, there he is.
The immortal Hulk Hogan. What I don't like about this early iteration is they did not. This is maybe the only commentary knock I've ever had for Monsoon and Gorilla. They didn't do a good enough job in this particular match. I think telling you the number entrant that's coming in is very important, and they don't do that. They just keep
Right.
saying, who's coming out next? Who is it? There he is.
Yeah.
There's not a tally
Agreed.
running of who's coming in or out.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, you'll see it next week, and you've seen it, especially in previous years. Michael Cole does an impeccable job of, here comes number 27. Here comes here comes the number 30. Here he comes. Here she comes. They definitely hit that out of the park.
And
nowadays.
the thing that they do very well is they give you, and I know they do it in the video pack. Oh, Duggan almost got in the way. There he is. Hogan takes out Taker.
That was a great way to eliminate Taker too, just like over the top.
Duggan almost ruined the spot. Duggan almost walked right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But Cole does a tremendous job at the analytics and the math behind the Rumble.
Yes.
Where this person's coming in at 27. There's been this many winners or this percentage of whoever.
The last person to win at this position was so-and-so back in.
Yes. Does a really, really great job with that.
Yep.
Who the hell
Definitely.
So I think Berserker's out.
Berserker's
Martel
out. Martel is out. Oh no, Martel's still in. So
we got 6.
Yeah.
We got Hogan, Flair, Savage, and Martel, and we have IRS and Piper.
I think Hogan was 27. I think.
Oh, Skinner,
the alligator man.
the alligator man.
The chewing tobacco.
Oh, dude, that was gross.
Yeah, it was. So at this point, Hogan is looking to be a 5-time champion, which was 4-time was the record. It's funny how that was the record, and now John Cena is 17. Never see 17. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, because at this time, even though they called him a real world's champion, they didn't really, and not that Hogan had any anyway, but when they counted world championship records, they didn't tally things such as NWA and WCW titles.
Right.
As
correct.
Eventually they would with Flair.
Yes. Hot Rod.
Flair is 60 seconds away from becoming the all-time in-ring time leader.
Is Rey Mysterio it now? I think they say Mysterio, or
I thought he got surpassed. I could be wrong.
You could I
can't pull up the Google machine right now.
Might be Gunther. Yeah, oh yeah, there goes selling the 1 through 5 again. He's got to be exhausted though. But he does a good job of taking breaks in the corners and
it's a tough place to hide though.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when the camera's on you the whole time. You gotta pick your spots. Get in a corner. The Sarge.
At this point, we're back to face turn Sarge. So no affiliation with Adnan and Mustafa as opposed to the previous year. And the previous year was when he won his only WWF championship, defeating the Ultimate Warrior with the assistance of the Macho King, who cracked Ultimate Warrior with the scepter. And and a transitional title for Sergeant Slaughter, but nonetheless, former WWF champion.
Yeah. And then they kind of kept it going until after SummerSlam. SummerSlam was kind of the end, and it probably could have ended sooner than that. I think they kind of was a little long for the tooth there, but that's 91 for you.
That is 91.
But yeah, I mean, even now in the ring, all the talent.
It's Hall of Fame level. I think the only one in the ring that's not in the Hall of Fame is Martel, because even Erwin R. Shyster,
he's in. Yep, he's in with
the Hall of Fame with Barry Windham.
Yes.
So and again, depending on what rumor and innuendo you choose to believe, Martel could be in the Hall of Fame and just chooses not to be.
I got to step away for 2 seconds.
You're good. So we have our 10, 9, 8. Let me see if they give us a number. We got Sid Justice coming into the ring now. A young Sid. I mean, this is like prime Sid. Comes in, goes right after Erwin R. Shyster. We've got Sarge working on Rick Martel in the corner. Sid's a ball of fire with kicks. Immediately starts to work and get IRS out of the ring. And again, this is, if I remember correctly, and I may not, this is really where you start to see the beginning of Sid's WWE run. And at this point, previously, he was a special guest referee, and I believe you might have seen him on Superstars. But this is really the kickoff point for him in WWE. And unless you watched WCW at the time, you were not very familiar with his in-ring work. He just was a guy who had a physical imposement over, the talent in the ring that he worked with. But this was like a learning lesson for him. Got Flair and Hogan in the corner. And you see here, Sid's working as a face. He's working as a face. And when you see the outcome of this, the turn that happens, if you're looking at common sense, should not have happened. And we'll talk about that when we get to that point, closer to the wind down of the match. And here we go. We got Hogan and Sarge working, former WrestleMania main event inside of the ring at the Rumble. Two former Four Horsemen members in Ric Flair and Sid Vicious. So here's number 30. They finally gave us the time. So this is our final entrant in the 92 Rumble entering the ring. And the Warlord, our final entrant into the 1992 Rumble, is the Warlord, accompanied by Harvey Whippleman, Downtown Bruno, to fans of other companies and independent companies prior to this. So we got the Hulkster who went under the bottom rope with Flair, and those two are working. Big back body drop on the outside. Even then, the blue mats over top of the cement, it's just such a nostalgic thing. You look at the ring aprons. Oh, there goes Sarge. So Sid Justice, but let's not forget, he was Sid Justice at the time. Monstrous whip into the rope, actually puts the Sarge out of the match. There's Hogan, drops the big leg, gives him the big boot. No big leg. And that's the thing with Sid. He was just so physically imposing. His facial mannerisms were like incredibly vicious looking, for a lack of a better term. He had an unpredictable look to him and style to him. Oh, here we go. We got Piper tossed over, lands on the apron, and now he's pulling IRS over by his tie and gets him out. So at this point, we're down to the final 7.
All right, I'm back.
Perfect. We just had Erwin R. Scheister get pulled out by Piper.
There's the Warlord was number 30, right?
Yes. So we're down to our final 7. Just to set the table, we have Hogan. Oh, wait a minute. All right, never mind. Warlord's out. We're down to our final 6. So to set the tone right now, we have Hogan, Flair, Sid Justice, Roddy Piper, Rick Martel, and Macho Man Randy Savage. What a spot for Rick Martel, by the way.
Seriously, to be in that field, to be one of the last guys.
There he is. And Sid Justice gets rid of Piper, and
Sid is over Rick Rover.
Rick Martel. I mean, if you saw the elimination he did with Sarge, where whipped him all the way across the ring into the corner, and Sarge just like hit the corner almost with his chest, and then like went. Oh, it was clean looking though. It was weird. So now look at this final 4. We got Sid Justice. Oh, there goes Savage.
There goes Macho.
Down to our final 3. Macho Man Randy Savage, Justice had him up, trying to work him. Flair hits him with a high knee in the back. Oh, here we go. Hogan chopping Flair. Hitting Sid Justice with the high knee in the back.
Still able to do all that stuff. And he's been in the ring for over an hour.
Oh, there's Flair again. And there it is, Sid Justice. There's the toss. Dumps Hogan.
And the crowd goes nuts. And you talked about earlier how
it's and look
heel,
at him.
Hogan the heel. Hogan the heel.
It's every man for himself, big boy.
So I don't know if you know.
And look at this.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to pull him out like a heel.
Trying to pull him out. I mean,
I'm just gonna help him.
What a sore loser. Flair dumps him. He's out. We have a new champion.
And new. So I don't know if you're aware that, like, so you noticed that, yeah, and new. So they had to change the commentary and the crowd to edit out the cheers that Sid was getting and the boos Hogan was getting.
Yeah.
On weekend programming, so they could keep Hogan as a face. But I mean, Sid got cheered like crazy,
and it made again. I'm a Hogan guy. We did a Hogan remembrance show. I love the Hulkster, but I mean, and I guess what at the time I was like, how could he dump you over? He's supposed to be your friend.
Yep.
Completely just toss aside the fact that Sid's 100% right. It's every man for himself. And Hogan throwing a hissy fit, grabs his arm and costs him the match.
Yeah, in 2026 glasses, it's like, man, Hogan is completely in the wrong.
I mean, I
know you mean. It's kind of like, it's wild how they continue to try to portray Hogan as a.
You got the Hebners in the ring, Tony Garea.
There's
Joey Morella,
Pat Patterson.
Is Young Shane in the ring?
Ooh.
Who's the dude with the long hair that had the bald spot in the back? I always wondered that. Could never figure out who the hell that was.
Oh, I forget who that is. Rene Goulet, maybe.
Okay. I mean, the name's familiar, right?
That might be Rene Goulet.
Got Dangerous Danny Davis in there.
Salt and pepper hair of Patterson. Database. But yeah, see, the crowd is definitely on Sid's side.
Honestly, as they should be.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, like, should they have turned Hogan at some point? And I think that's been debated on other podcasts where could you have, would Hogan being a heel worked in WWF at this time? But we'll never know.
We'll never know. And I personally feel at the time that it happened was perfect because of what the cultural change that was happening was.
Mm-hmm.
That Hollywood character. Oh, here we go. This is great.
Jack
Hey, put
Tunney.
that cigarette out.
Oh, yeah. Does Jack Tunney know what event this is?
We have the infamous backstage interview, Mean Gene Okerlund interviewing Jack Tunney, Ric Flair, all the pops, the flash bulbs going off.
Now he doesn't have to wear a distorted belt on TV.
Hell yeah. With a tear in my eye. This is the greatest moment of my life. Iconic lines.
When you walk around the world, you're number one. Basically trying to sell that this is the best title in all of wrestling. Forget all those NWA titles I won. This one right here is the biggest trophy I've ever won.
Look at Heenan.
Biggest accomplishment. It's wild how Flair is the only one.
You did it. I was never so impressed.
The only one still alive is Flair. Oh,
yeah.
So sad. And I thought you would think like at this moment here, like he was going to be champion for quite a while. And then of course we know it didn't last super long, but and this run,
here's the line. Here's the line. Oh, hey, put that cigarette out.
Cigarette out. He's still pointing. I had heard that was Pat Patterson.
It probably was.
I think I heard that on one of Bruce's pod. I think I might have been Bruce, or not, or Pat Patterson. Put that cigarette out. The entire package. Oh, that was the end of the show. So they didn't go back to Gorilla and I guess Brain wasn't there, so that makes sense. So cool.
This was great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So yeah, I mean, again, for anybody who joined us, or anybody who's watching this, a replay of this after the fact. This was what fueled the passion for a lot of us, you know what I mean? Especially in our age range, 45 and under, I guess like 35 to 45. This was it. This is to go back and watch this stuff. I can't do it every year. There's some people that do that. I always tell myself every year I'm going to go back and watch a bunch. Man, to throw something like this and jump back into the time machine and to know some of the stories now in hindsight, so you see the presentation after, like the cigarette, the little, just that something that simple is so iconic when you think and you go back to that stuff.
And there's always there's always stuff too, Chrome, that you find even after watching it how many times. I mean, look at the thing with Boss Man, and the thing with Macho Man and him going over the top rope. Like those are things that some people would never notice, and then maybe when it comes up, it's like, wow, like I didn't even realize that. But it's pretty amazing, and the match still, for as much as wrestling has changed in the past 30, what are we on, 35, almost 35 years now, it still holds up. And I think the star and the legend of the Royal Rumble is half of them being Hall of Famers, the broadcast team being Hall of Famers, valets and managers being Hall of Famers, and understanding why, because this is just super special. And it was right at the end of that golden era where we saw all these characters, but you look a year later and the landscape looks completely different. So it's kind of like the end of one era to start a new one.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna do more of these. Some of them are gonna be longer. You know, when we do some of these WrestleMania cards, maybe some of them will pick out certain matches or something like that, or segments. But this was a great time. I'm glad that we did this. What a way to kick off our first watch party. And again, we thank everyone who commented in. NATO was very heavy in there and getting into the chat. But everybody who did, everyone who goes back and watches this, we're going to do a lot of these. We're going to have fun with them. WrestleMania is coming up. We're going to try to get 2 or 3 in for Mania season. Maybe we'll start doing it for SummerSlam. But again, I mean, watching this, man, iconic. One of the greatest, not just Royal Rumbles, but pay-per-views, PLEs in the history of the company. And like we talked about, Eric, you see Easter eggs, you see moments. Again, you don't think about it. But then when you see a Shawn Michaels, Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and Bulldog at that young age that they were at, working together, and knowing that shortly after that, you know, what happened with Kerry, the potential that could have been there for those kinds of talents, if they stuck it out and were able to grow that next generation together, it would have been amazing. But very cool, very fun. Any final thoughts before we sign off here, buddy?
Just you took a lot of the words out of my mouth, but I mean, it's iconic and it holds up. And I definitely, this is a lot of fun. I would say for those that lost my train of thought there for a second, but I would just say, you know, thanks for everybody for coming in on a Saturday and watching, and hopefully those that didn't get to watch will get to watch this along with it. We had a lot of fun. I think it's one Royal Rumble that I will always remember as kind of I was watching it, but it really, to your point, it got me hooked. And it's so great to watch it again because it's so much, just a lot of memories. I remember exactly where I was watching it. I remember just little things about it, and then learning new things as well. So pretty awesome. And we will be doing more of these for sure.
Yeah, we'll be doing more of these. We'll also be having, obviously, our regular Tuesday night show on A2D Radio. Best sports media company in the country, guys. It's not just, I mean, the fact that they give us such a highlight spot for wrestling, but man, they get in there, they talk Philadelphia sports, national sports, and it's for the fan, by the fan, right? We're happy to have our flagship show housed there, and also for their, you know, support and graciousness to allow us to expand our own content in our own way. So shout out to Tom Arnone and everybody at A2D Radio, all the great shows they have there. We love doing Tuesdays, niche night with us, followed later in the evening by Flyers Talk A2D. You got their flagship show, Agree to Disagree, on Sundays. You have the A2D Wednesday nights. You have After the Final Whistle. You have Eagles Talk A2D. You have Film Don't Lie. I mean, there's so much cool stuff over there. So make sure you guys get over there and check them out. Philly Sports Unfiltered is another one. And just because I love to do this, because he's been so wonderful to our program, I always like to promote our buddy, our pal, Mr. Brian Heffron, the Blue Meanie, and his podcast that he has going on, Mind of Meanie. He is, they talk everything, as the graphic shows. It's not just wrestling talk, a lot of music talk. Loves Van Halen. They talk a lot of Van Halen. A lot of cool stuff on there. Him and his co-host Adam, they do a great job. So make sure you go and check him out on all major podcast platforms, on YouTube. Look for Mind of Meanie, one of the best guys, and he does a show with us when football season's going on, once a month or so, where we do Eagles talk. So anyway, make sure you pop on, check him out when you get a chance. But that's it, Eric. Great stuff. Thank you to you and everybody out there as always. I hope you like the new layout.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Tried to jazz it up. We'll probably pop a new one over there on A2D Radio as well. So yeah. We end to upgrade a little bit. You know what I mean?
Takes a lot to make me look good, but this does it.
So you do a tremendous job. You do a tremendous job for yourself, buddy. But listen, last thing, because I want to just make sure we're promoting our content. Royal Rumble's coming up. We're going to be dropping a few anecdotes with Arch, some Rumble history and stuff that's going to be coming up this week. So we'll be dropping that on our social media platforms. We have our show on Tuesday nights. I don't know if we're going to do a live reaction. We're leaning towards no, because I don't know if I'm going to be available. So outlook not so good to do a live reaction this week. But we'll also recap Saturday night's main event this Tuesday as well on A2D Radio.
Yep, tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna be dropping all kinds of content. So again, for myself, for Eric, and everybody here at the Lazy Booking Podcast TV, and everybody at A2D Radio for their love and support and everything they do for us. For myself and Eric, we love you guys. As Andy says, tell someone you love them, and stay safe out in these storms.
Yeah, in the Northeast, in our area, definitely stay safe. Go get your stuff if you haven't already. Best of luck with the crazies out there, but please be safe and take care of yourself and your family.
That's it. We out, guys.
See ya.
Have a good one.